Whales, an animal that is threatened by extinction. Scientists predict that if current trends continue, several species could completely disappear from the face of the Earth.
The movement of Save the Whales?
Oh, yes. We want to save the whales.
Why? Why is it important?
Because they're higher intelligence on the planet.
Uh-huh.
Their brain is much larger than ours. I mean, they have a brain that is like twice as much as we do.
Right.
So they have connections with some extraterrestrial entities that really, you know, we cannot even connect, and they do.
Uh-huh.
So besides that, they are not, you know, it's like we are much more animals than they are. They are much more intelligent than we are.
And also they produce this song every year, you know?
Yeah.
And they travel through the oceans and they create a harmonious layer around the Earth. And that's why they are guardians of the Earth. They keep us from getting destroyed.
Yeah, you think the whales play that important of a role?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You'll realize
Definitely.
one day.
So where are you from?
What is this for?
It's a project I'm doing. Have you heard of a movement called Save the Jews?
Well, I think that they are safe. They have a knowledge, they have the Kabbalah. I teach Kabbalah.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about? Any kind of an animal and everything they worry about. Why don't they worry about the human being?
Decrease the population and head it towards extinction, but it won't happen. There's too many people that are Jewish that will actually care, so that won't happen, but it's going to make the population go down a lot.
Say my son, who is married to a non-Jew, his Judaism is in question because they're not brought up Jewish at all. They live in a small town and just don't practice it, and I think that is lost there completely. And as a grandmother, I accept them, I love them dearly, but I'm very sad to say they will not be Jewish, nor will their children. He tries his best to be a good son. And if I talk any longer, I'll just cry, which I always do. I think about my son. It's sad.
My daughters are married to non-Jews.
I have a daughter.
Uh-huh.
She's married, but of course I will say I was lucky. My son-in-law converted. He converted to Judaism.
To marry two sons.
And how did that make you feel?
Not so good, but what can I do?
Uh-huh.
What can I do?
You have grandchildren?
Yeah.
Are the grandchildren Jewish?
I don't know. I don't ask questions.
Huh?
Being an American-born Jew, to me, is unbelievable. I'm not a religious Jew. I believe in God. But what's happening today, it is absolutely terrible.
I was wondering if you heard of a movement called Save the Whales?
Oh, yes.
What do you think of that movement?
Well, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah? Have you heard of a movement called Save the Jews?
No, but what is your parallel?
My parallel is this, that whales are becoming extinct and the Jewish people, due to intermarriage, are in a mode of self-destruct. And I was wondering what your thinking on that is.
Well, I have children that have intermarried, and I'm very happy with their mates, and I'm very happy with the values that they've taught their children, so I don't agree.
Uh-huh, so tell me, you don't think that intermarriage is a bad thing?
No.
No?
I think character and values are just as important.
Well, what about the Jews becoming extinct due to intermarriage?
We're a species like every other.
You've heard of intermarriage? Yeah?
Who doesn't have that this How they're raised at home is the foundation of their Judaism. If the parents aren't willing to abide by Judaism, the children don't do it either.
Unfortunately, these interviews were all too easy to obtain. Nearly everyone we asked had a personal story to share. Not too long ago, intermarriage was considered a calamity of major proportions. Today, it has become commonplace. Almost every Jewish family is affected. The cancer of assimilation continues to eat at the very soul of the Jewish people. Its victims die with a silent scream. Levana, Michael, and Stephen have fallen victim. They're very much like friends and family you may have. They didn't have the educational, family, or communal support to withstand the pressure to join the great American melting pot.
I guess the reason that Shmuel Brass is interviewing me is, you could say, my wife is Bahamian. So,
I just my dad.
I don't know. You know, I've been surfing my whole life, moved away from home at 17, lived in California, lived in Hawaii for 10 years. I'm, my blood is Jewish, but that's as far as it goes.
Right now, I'm involved with a non-Jew, okay? He's Catholic. He's not a very religious person. I love him, and I thought about marrying him, and I still think about marrying him. It's not the same as marrying somebody that's Jewish. We're different. As close as we are, we're different, and we'll always be different because he doesn't understand Judaism, and he can't understand Judaism. As much as he studies it, and as much as he contemplates it, he doesn't know what it feels like to be a Jew.
Well, I'm divorced now. My ex-wife converted at the time of the conversion. It was supposed to be something that she had wanted, and we unfortunately found out too late that the conversion was for me and not for herself. She didn't feel that Judaism was something that she really could live by as far as the laws are concerned. She still was an American and immersed in the creature comforts of being an American, which is fine because she came from that kind of world, the Christian world where there were no real laws to bind you.
I'm Michael David Kaplan, or as you would say, Avram Ben Eliezer. Father, grandfather, kosher butcher. 100% my Morris Kaplan, Morris and Anna Kaplan. Other parents, Harry and Mary Myman. So, I guess 100% Jew through the generations. This is Leah Anna Kaplan. This is my daughter. It's a nightmare.
Go ahead.
We went to I went to JFK Junior High here in North Miami Beach. American kids playing football, cruising, looking for girls. You know, 8th grade. And after school's done, you have to walk down the block to Beth Torah in the hot afternoon with your friends, and you want to play. You understand? You American kids, we had too much freedom. So you go across the street to Sandy's Drugs, you get some candy before you go to class, and then you got to go to this Hebrew school. And they already gave you a break. You went to American school, and then it ended. And you take about an hour break, and now an 8th grade kid, 12 years old, 10 years old, has to go into 2 more hours of school. It's a negative thing.
At age 13, I went to a high school, a regular public high school. No longer in my life was there Judaism all around me. Okay, I didn't hear it from my teachers. I didn't study it anymore. I didn't read it. I didn't write it. How could I practice it when it was so far away from me? So I started becoming friends with everybody, and the next thing you know, I'm dating people that aren't Jewish. I can tell you right now that if I married a non-Jew and we raised children, what probably is going to end up happening is either the children are going to have no religion at all because they see that their father is Catholic, their mother is Jewish, they don't know which way to turn, and I don't want that. I want my kids to have one religion. How can I raise my kids to be half Catholic when I'm not Catholic? How can I put a Christmas tree in my house when that is not my religion? I'm Jewish. How do you think I'm going to feel when I'm sitting here trying to sing Hanukkah songs with my children, and my husband is in the television room watching TV? or it comes time for Shabbos and I want to take my children to shul and my husband doesn't want to go and he says, Lavana, you take the kids.
I know the children from Torah Emes. I lived in the North Miami Beach area. I live now in Miami Beach, 2 blocks away from the Torah Center School. These children are given a foundation, a strong foundation in Torah Judaism. They're being told and taught who they are and to be proud of who they are. I believe that education and the idea of these children growing up strong with each other and bonding is very, very important. I think that the secular education that I experienced helped to dismantle the Jewishness from me. I think that we all became pasteurized, and at the time I went to school, my parents were immigrants, felt that that was the best, to become Americanized. Right now I feel that's not the best, and through my own painful experience, I can tell the people in that room that the only way to keep this from happening is to have these children understand and be proud of who they are, and to realize that the most important gift that God gave them was their Judaism, and it's not to be distilled. And there is no reason for it, and to stay together as a people and to be proud. And that's, to me, the most important thing.
In my house, we had, you know, ham and cheese. I mean, we weren't kosher. But yet, you do Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur, and Pesach, and everything. Yet you're not kosher in the house. And, you know, it's... For an intelligent kid, I like to think of myself as semi-intelligent sometimes. It's all or nothing. So in that way, guys like Shmuel Brass are right. You have to do all or nothing. You can't tell an American kid, you gotta go to Yom Kippur and fast, but after that, the next day you can have, you know, ham and eggs. I went one time to a thing called a minion with Shmuel Brass. One day. And they were in they go in their short sleeve shirts, and they walk in there, and it's really, I never had that, okay? These guys have the right idea. And maybe I'll get to that someday. You see a guy with his talis and his kippah, and you see, you know, this is what we did for thousands of years. This is the same. And you know, they're strong like that. They refuse to let anyone tell them different. That I like. They don't care. A Jew is an obstinate, stubborn, stiff-necked mule. And I love that. I love it. And I am one of those.
But what am I supposed to do? I mean, Tony's been waiting for me to come home for 3 years, and then the minute I get home say, Tony, you know, I'm gonna break up with you. It's true. What am I supposed to say? Tony, I've been thinking about it, and there's no way that it's gonna work because you're not Jewish, so let's just end it now.
As a Jew, as a father, I feel that I let them down, and I feel that I made a horrendous mistake. I hurt them because of their always doubting who and what they are. No matter how much they become Jewish, they will always have a mother who comes from a Christian background. They will always be forced into a situation of choosing. It's a difficult thing for them. The bottom line and the most important thing, I believe, is to educate the children, to start them out at the earliest age to being proud and to being strong of who they are. This problem that we're facing now, this epidemic, would not exist if the children knew and really tied in the wonderful part of being Jewish.
The reasons for assimilation are as complex and varied as Jews themselves. The solution, however, is undisputed. Our only weapon is education, a very intensive Jewish education, an education that involves the entire family, an education that affects the entire community. These children are future educators. Some will actually become teachers and rabbis. Others will go on to become professionals. Whatever they do for a living, most will be living as Jews. They are instilled with a strong identity and a sense of heritage, but most of all, they are learning how to conduct their lives by the highest moral standards. With the completion of this project, Torres Emes will be the largest Orthodox Jewish school in Florida. The 5-acre campus will initially accommodate 500 children, with the ability to expand to meet an ever-increasing enrollment. Children will no longer be turned away due to lack of space. It's an ambitious project, a project that requires courage and commitment. It goes beyond bricks and mortar. It's a project that affects our nation, our people. If we don't do it, no one else will.
have known since time began that every child born to man can be a leader if he feels he can.
You are the confidence we need, and with each smile you plant a seed as you encourage us and lend your hand. Let us go. Be the eyes we need to see, teaching us lovingly, help us to be all we can be. We are yours to matter.
All our joys and sorrows.
Tell me how to know you.
Let me try to show you